0.
None.
Things falling apart.
I hate puppies.
Let's shut it down.
You're done.
Good podcast.
I feel threatened. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, the only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems and hopefully helping you figure out what beer you should be drinking this weekend. I honestly do not know what beer we're drinking tonight.
Me either.
This is exciting. I hope we have one.
I didn't bring any.
Good.
What?
Ray's here.
Ray is back.
He brings liquor, not beer.
Not beer.
That's typically
Right.
how he operates. So
Brings
I'm
up-
not
And
surprised.
Halloween cheer.
Halloween cheer.
Yes.
Tis the season.
Tis the season.
Can we say that?
Yeah, I do all the time.
Okay, excellent. Tis
Yeah.
the season.
Yeah, that is
you
weird.
don't look super tired, which is good.
It is a. I'm exhausted. It has been a whirlwind the last couple weeks, and I still have 16 days.
That's weird that tis the season is literally just. You blew my mind with that. Like that's to Christmas. Like
It is.
Christmas encapsulates that. Where like
Yeah.
there's fall, there's other seasons, there's there's a million other holidays that tis the whatever season.
And you can't start saying tis the season until Thanksgiving's under your belt. I think
well, Ray
that's,
just said
I
he says
say it all the time
I
because
get it,
people
but-
know. People
yeah.
know.
But that's typically is what I'm saying. That's what it is. It's like once Halloween, once you get that tryptophan nap, you wake up and you're
Ray-
oh, tis the season.
Ray's changing that.
Okay,
It is. Yeah.
Imagine Ray standing in the middle of the store, some employee's saying something. He's like, "Tis the season," and they're like, "Wait, what? Christmas?" And he's like, "Yes, exactly what I was going for there."
So then we could
You
rock.
absolute moron.
We can rock tis the season for 2 full months if we.
Why can't you say it? And hey, look, we're selling fireworks, and it's 2 weeks before July.
Tis the season.
Tis the season.
I woke
Fireworks
up with
season.
allergies. I should have been like, tis the season.
the
like
season.
super
Yeah.
excited
Super,
for
yeah.
her, Like,
Tis-
hey, look at you,
Yeah.
puffy eyes.
You're doing
tis
it.
the season.
Yeah, tis the allergy season.
That is nice. I'm gonna start tis the seasoning all
I think you
kinds
should.
of stuff.
It's the football season right now.
Oh, tis the season. That's why
Yeah.
I'm drinking more. Tis the
You're
season.
drinking more?
I am drinking
I
more.
didn't notice.
Well, it's Monday and I have a beer in my hand.
Well, we are recording on a Monday. Luckily, it worked out because Ray's available.
Yeah, it's been different. You guys, been hitting these weird days, Thursdays. Did it Wednesday afternoon or something one time.
Dude, our whole situation
It's like
a nightmare,
crazy.
dude.
ruined right now. Like we can't. I'm out of town this week. I'm out of town.
You're out of town.
Yeah, and I just feel like let's just get it done before I'm out of town.
Well, and if Brendan's not out of town, I'm out of town. Mm-hmm. And then if either of us aren't busy, you're busy, Ray, or the next guy's like everyone. It's
Well, there's
just
like
constant.
9 people on the text thread when you go, hey, we're going to record tonight.
Yeah, but there's
then
only 2
generally,
that
like, 2 people
respond.
Yeah,
It's Troy and I talking.
How many? There's other people on that thread. I thought that was just you and me, Brendan.
I thought it was you and I, and then today, Ray
Yeah.
slipped in. I thought he was in my DMs or something. I was like,
right?
wait, what? How'd that just
And I was
happen?
like,
Right.
new phone, who dis?
Yeah, it threw me for a loop, man. He was like, I'm in. I was like, whoa. What the best part about that is, last night I sat out here and had a heart-to-heart with Stu for a while. And he
Nice.
was like, I will see you tomorrow, brother. We are doing this
Oh,
podcast.
really?
He was 100% in.
Whoa.
And then today it was crickets and Ray jumped in and I honestly just assumed it was Stu. And then I looked at and I was like, wait, what?
And Stu never.
Nothing.
He didn't even respond.
Because
Generally,
see,
when
that's the funny thing about it is like, I don't mind if everyone says busy or can't or I don't even have to say.
It's the
I
ghosting.
I would say don't say anything, but my complaint is when people don't say anything. When you don't at least say can't, busy, or whatever, like the ghosting, the crickets is like, I at least need a can't.
Yeah.
You know, like
I'm in Roanoke, can't do it. Okay. Thank you for taking the time to type
Yeah.
7 letters.
But we're like, because Stu pulled that last week. We
Yeah.
set up a third mic because he's like,
Oh,
I
wait,
gotta
Stu
work.
didn't come last week?
He said he was coming at 9 o'clock.
No, you wouldn't know that because the episode just went out moments ago.
Yeah, yeah. But he said he was coming at 9. We started at 8:35, 8:40 probably.
Yeah.
And he never showed up. Never texted, never nothing. After he said he was coming, which again, come or not come, that's fine. But don't tell me you are.
Yeah, we were out here having a heart to heart. I was a little buzzed.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah, it was a rough day. And But then he was out here, and I guess he must have been a little buzzed because he came back late.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, so like everyone was leaving. It was just he and I just chilling. We were talking about the podcast and the trajectory of it, which is downward.
Like
It's fucking heartbreaking.
like a bomb falling from the sky.
Yeah, it's lost a little of its luster, if I'm
Yes.
being honest. But we are coming up on year 9.
Yeah.
And so I mean, every relationship has a ups and downs.
Yeah. Sure.
And unfortunately, I think that I love more than the listeners love.
Yes.
And it makes it that wears on you over time. You know, I'm getting friend zoned, and all I want to do is fuck.
Well,
Well, how you guys have been doing this for 9 years? Have you seen a lull like this before? I mean, have you kind of experienced this?
we
Yeah.
haven't even talked about the numbers, and I don't even know how long.
No, but they're not as high as they once were.
No, I assumed as much, but I assume they literally have plateaued and been around the same for years now.
We have weird fluctuations where all of a sudden we'll have like one episode that like crushes it, and you're like, we're back.
and we're back. Yes.
And then you have episodes where you're like, that wasn't very good. Like, why have we not hit the normal number? And so
Yeah.
the benchmark's kind of all over the place.
And
It's
what
odd.
I'll tell you, it's crazy when we started doing Squeezing Lemons, people would listen, and then you wouldn't have anybody listen for like an episode or two, and then they would come back and listen
Yeah.
later. But nobody really know. Like, you don't know what kind of episode you have
Yeah.
until
No.
you actually listen to it.
No.
So it's weird. It's whether it's timing for somebody in their car or whatever, or word of mouth. We have a lot of singles. Like, we know we have a lot of new listeners. They listen to one or two and they drop off. One or two and they drop off, and then some people come back.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we appreciate the feedback so much, because it's like, look, Bert and I, we've been hanging out full time for 14 years now, and we will continue whether or not we're talking into a mic. We
Yeah.
thought it was entertaining, and we thought the people did, but if you're not getting any feedback, is it?
And and you guys get no feedback at all.
I mean,
it comes in waves.
Yeah, it comes
you
in
never
waves.
know. Like you'll hit something, and it'll be a topic that like people are like, that's what I'm talking about, and then they just start crawling out of the woodwork. But they would have never known you were talking about that unless they were listening all
the
along.
time, yeah.
I'm sure
You know?
you follow your number of ratings and all that stuff.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
So if you looked at ours, and you can because it's just on the app, that number is surprisingly low for a podcast that has been out for almost 9 years, every week with maybe three repeats in those 9 years.
Yeah.
I mean, we're putting out content every week. And then, I mean, what would you assume that number? I'm not even going to say it out loud on the podcast because it's ridiculously low. But
Which number? Which number is ridiculously low?
the ratings and the
the ratings? Yeah,
yeah,
it's not enough.
Like the number of people who have rated it.
Yeah. It's
But
a
like I'll
small
also go
fraction
to
of
like
people who
other
download.
popular podcasts, and some of those aren't as high as I would think either.
Correct.
So it's kind of,
I've seen
again, numbers
podcasts
are
with-
weird, right? Numbers
I've seen
can
podcasts
be
with like 10, 15 reviews that I know get like hundreds of thousands of downloads, and I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
How come you're not engaging? Why these? Because you all suck. That's what it is. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm just the last time that I hit like this point where I was like, why are we doing this? Fucking COVID came.
And
Yeah.
then everybody listened.
Yeah,
Because you
and
had
then-
all the time in
But
the
then
world.
it also became like the single greatest like outlet for us because everything shut down. And we were like, well, at least we have each other. We can
Sure.
talk and we can work through some
Yeah,
things.
we were about to shut it down. We had picked
Yeah.
a date and everything. We're like, we'll get to, I think it was year 5 or 6. And
I don't
we were
know,
like-
but the last time this happened
Yeah.
and you people stopped engaging and you slowed down, you caused a fucking worldwide pandemic. And now you're doing it again. That's
Yes.
what I'm seeing here. People aren't interacting. It's starting to slow down. And what's going to happen now? I don't know.
And we'll
I don't
see.
know. Everyone's
Yeah.
going to lose a finger
Yep.
worldwide.
Worldwide.
Just falls off. We're like, what happened? I'll be like, I know exactly what happened.
Stop listening.
Exactly what happened.
Inside the pallet.
The numbers were going down. These sons of bitches, they're playing with the world. Humanity, people.
Yeah.
Humanity.
It's hard. It's really hard just as our lives get busier and busier. I didn't think at this age my life would continue to get busier, but it is like more work, more kids doing stuff, just more more everything, less free time, and it's just hard to make it work. And it's hard to get excited every week, even though, like, of course, we're excited to hang out and see each other, but it's like, it's hard just to bring the energy all the time. And that's where, like, having you on, Ray,
yeah. The third, Taylor and I have even said that once you get a guest or that third mic that someone can help out or interject, it really kind of brings so much a different kind of energy into the room.
For sure,
100% it does. Like we were talking about that the other week. If we could just get someone to come in here,
if y'all have like 20-some episodes,
20-some episodes, we're ready. I mean, I was telling you guys before, we have a lot in the bank right now. We knew that because of my Halloween season, but
we have we're coming up on 450 episodes.
Yeah, I mean, that's insane. That's insane. And Taylor and I,
now y'all put a lot more pre-production in. I'll give you that.
Actually, we have a lot more than 452. That's just what shows in certain apps. They like start dumping you at a certain point. Like they start removing.
Well, no, if we have 9 years of 50 a year.
Oh, so you did math to get to that. Oh, that's
wow,
cool.
Shit.
That was cool.
9 times 5 is 45, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, I get it now. I'm just saying, like, if you go in Spotify, it looks like we have 100 episodes.
Yeah,
they only go back 100.
Oh, okay.
And then they purge. And so I've like shown people and they're like, oh, cool. You guys are like 100 episodes. And I'm like, hey, screw you, man.
Yeah.
450 episodes.
Yeah, like I've been busting my ass over here.
Yeah, Taylor and I will just get together in the evening and we'll just kind of download because we're buddies. And all of a sudden we've had 2 or 3 cocktails. And we're like, hey, let's just record, you know? Yeah. And then,
that's great.
Go upstairs. We have a whole podcast room now. And we will sit there and take an hour and knock it out and then just put it in the bank and then do the recipes and take the pictures later on. I will say
our best time or my favorite time of the podcast was when we had a good third mic. And when we were engaging, we had a lot of guests on back in the day.
But we were going out. We were trying hard.
It was a lot of work.
Too.
It was a lot of work. No, I'm not. Look,
we have our first out on October the 30th. We're doing an episode of Toast.
Remotes was fun. Yeah.
There you go. Which I guess there is only one toast now, right?
No, the one on Grove.
Okay, so there is still 2 toasts.
Yeah,
And I heard they're opening a third.
They are down in Scott's Edition.
Why not? Everything else is in Scott's Edition.
We were surprisingly, I surprisingly had good feedback whenever I called somebody to do a remote. They were like, yeah, what do you want to do? I'm like, we need a plug.
Yeah, that's all we need.
And we're going to go on this podcast and we're going to talk up your restaurant and bar. And they were
assuming it doesn't suck.
Yeah, well, I mean.
And they would feed you and give you a couple drinks. Every once in a while.
Usually drinks and stuff would kind of happen, but like food, these stingy.
Yeah, they're pretty. I would bet they're stingy.
Rarely. I think Social 52 might have.
Social 52 hooked
fed
up.
us.
Yeah.
They were cool. So now I'm like cool to them.
But really,
go to Social 52. They're the best.
Yeah. But really, like, we would go in not even expecting anything because it's just like, hey, you're going to have us. That's cool enough. Like
Kindred Spirit got us hammered.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And on at the answer. Now, there's a man who is not stingy with the booze.
But see, so those
we couldn't even drive out of there. We had to Uber out.
Those were 2 where we were like interviewing the owners, so that helped. Yeah. But like we did one at Wood and Iron. Was it Wood and Iron at the time?
No, that was when it was the restaurant before Wood and Iron.
What was that called? Brew?
It was called Dick Sticks.
Well, they didn't take good care of us, but they there was some beer something going on there.
Yeah,
and Champion Brewing took care of us.
Champion Brewing took care of us, and the guy who ultimately became the owner of Steam Bell Brewing is who took care of us. He was like, he came over, let us try what is now the tiramisu stout.
Yeah.
But it was just coming out of the small batch that he had made. And that guy was cool. So
but we did one
fan of all that.
I think our first one, and it actually just came up.
I saw that when we were
Bailey's.
At Bailey's with Dax.
Yeah.
Well, don't you think there's your iteration, your 10th year, your 9-year iteration is where you should be doing and what you should be, trying to get out there. I know you guys are big in the music scene. Why can't you incorporate breweries and some musicians and do something like that?
We certainly should.
We should. Yeah.
This is great, and you guys are enjoying it or shooting the shit. But if it's not working, sometimes you got to do something different.
No,
right?
You're not
being
wrong.
on top is okay, but sometimes being on top is better.
We could do better.
Boom.
Oh, you went sexual there. I get you.
I like that. Okay.
We definitely could do better, but It's hard just for us to get together one night a week.
Or we could just unplug.
Yeah, there's that one.
Dude, we should do an unplugged episode.
Yeah.
We do that all the time. It's just unplugged episodes are just hanging out. Much better. Well, let's talk about something positive.
Yeah.
Tis the season.
Tis the season.
This
Halloween is full effect.
I mean, that's the first couple
Full-blown
of times
Halloween.
you came on. It was because you were the guy from Spirit Halloween. I mean,
Still am the guy.
you're the one. Yeah, but now you're also the Squeezing Lemons guy, and you've
That
also
is
been a
true.
third mic guy. Like,
Yeah.
it's a little different. When we first had you on, it was like laser focus. We were here to talk
That
about
was one. That was a
Halloween.
big episode. The first one he was on. We got a lot of feedback from that one. Actually,
People love Spirit Halloween.
Yeah.
Everybody finds the whole concept fascinating that this place just comes into, it rises something from the dead,
Right.
to put dead shit in.
those memes make me laugh every time when
And they've started.
there's something bad going on somewhere and there's a Spirit Halloween sign hanging
Right.
in front of it. And that, ironically, is exactly what Ray does.
The newest one
Quite
is
literally.
Yeah,
The newest one is it's the Spirit Halloween logo over Gaza.
yeah.
Oh, see, that's a little
Too
much.
soon.
That's a little
That's
much.
a little much.
But
That's not fake blood. That's bad. That's like real bad. That's not. I don't know how I feel.
but
about
Halloween
Right.
Halloween for us is full on. We only got 16 more days. 17 if you count like the 1st and 2nd in November.
How long y'all are open?
Till the
Halloween
2nd.
day
Halloween day open on the 1st and the 2nd
till
in
late into
November.
the night.
No, 6 or 7. Everybody's, Halloween is on a Tuesday this year. We think everybody will be done around 5.
That hurts your sales, right?
Oh, Tuesday and Wednesday are worst days. Worst.
Yeah.
If Halloween's on a Tuesday or Wednesday, you have a bad year.
Correct.
Or like a lower year.
A lower year.
No
year.
shit.
Yeah.
But a Thursday is fine.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday. Okay.
You're gonna kill.
Kill it.
What's a Wednesday? It's just a.
I mean, it's same as a Tuesday.
Okay.
Because people don't know what the hell they're going to do, right?
Well, it pisses me off, and I just saw it a few minutes ago on my Facebook page in my neighborhood. I use that air quotes for my place out at the lake. They're like, are people going out trick-or-treating on the 31st? And like some people are like, no, they're doing trunk or treat on the 27th or
don't
whatever.
give me that crap. You go out on
And
the
then-
31st.
go on
and then,
31st.
and then, of course, someone else is going, yeah, of course they're going out on the 31st. Like,
Yeah.
you always go out on Halloween night. Like, there might be a trunk or treat somewhere, but you go out trick or treating on the 31st.
It's not
whether it's a
complicated.
Wednesday, whether it's a Saturday, whether it's a day you've never heard of. That day is the day you go trick or treating.
And you can't change it because kids know it.
Yes,
They know it.
Right.
They're
They're
not on your parents' Facebook page.
Yeah.
In fact, they're not nerds. They're not on Facebook.
Yeah, they're going out on the 31st.
Yeah.
And even, everybody talked about COVID. We talked earlier about these pre-COVID numbers. That was where that all started. Are you going to trick or treat?
Yeah.
What about this day? What about this day? No. I would say pre-2019, you never heard anybody going,
No.
hey, are you going to go out?
I mean,
You're always going to go out.
Trunk or treats are for like 5 and under because you can't walk to a million houses.
Sure.
But like 5 to 13, that's when you're fucking hoofing it through the hood, dude. Like, that's the fun part.
You're doing stuff.
And even during COVID, like, we had a house that had a corrugated fucking tube and they were dropping shit from the second window.
Yeah.
And it brrr, all the way down the tube.
Actually,
and, that, and,
because
and, like that got, once that started making the rounds, like, go to this house. They're dropping candy down a tube. Like, it was like the coolest
yeah.
house in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I've started. My wife and I are now doing just the thing where we set up a fire pit, chill outside. Like,
Yeah.
I dig that.
Yeah, set up a fire pit at the end of the yard and
Because now the kids have now they're old enough where they're like they've got their crew.
They got the crew.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
want to egg something. I mean, get candy.
yeah.
They're doing their own thing. Like that's I
I think adults are giving out, airplane bottles. I know
Oh, yeah,
that
beers and shit.
beers and stuff, so everybody's going to, huffing it around the neighborhood, giving out bourbon shots and airplane bottles and beer. And then,
Before we had kids, we would set up on our fence line. The street runs right by our backyard, and we would fire pit right on the at the fence line and hang out.
yeah, it's the move.
And now we just walk around with the kids, and we got our sodas and road sodas, and we're just hoofing it with the kids and
Unfortunately,
running into people and stuff.
Fortunately for me, I'm in a dead spot. Like there is a track that it's tried and true through the neighborhood that everybody hits. And I happen to be an offshoot.
Yeah.
So I don't get the traffic. So I can actually hang out for the little kids at the front end. And then I can pack up and
Yeah.
go find people.
Your cul-de-sac is empty? I mean, it's a nice little cul-de-sac here. It's easy. Like, kids should be able to run this pretty quick.
Yeah, but all these neighborhoods interconnect, so like people like to do loops.
There's
like,
a trail, man.
Cul-de-sacs
Trail.
aren't the way.
And it's like the people who are doing it, the trail is marked with inflatables and all the crazy stuff, and it's a party. So people know, like, I can do this and we can knock this out. So,
well, this year I am. I'll be traveling basically the rest of the week and next week, and then I'll be in town on Monday and Tuesday, and we're kidless, and then Jill, my girlfriend, is out of town. She's on a work conference, so I'm turning out the lights, and I'm going upstairs in the loft, and I'm drinking. I got a brand new bottle of booze.
Nice.
And I'm going to drink half of it.
you can do that outside and hand out candy.
I don't care. I don't want to see that.
So
What the hell is this? How is the spirit of Halloween guy not handing out candy?
No, you haven't. Everybody, I've been doing this since July. I've seen all the Halloween costumes. I've seen all the decorations. I've said trick or treat more than anybody has ever said trick or treat.
I just feel like that's like Santa going, I think I'm going to get pissed in the attic.
So,
yeah, but that's what he does the day after, and I'm just getting pissed when it's all over because I've done my job. I've served you. I've served the public. I've given you guys something that. Yeah.
So are you guys? I know Ray. I know you've dressed up many times.
I have.
And Brennan, I think you like to dress up.
Yeah,
with
or
or
without
in general.
Halloween.
Yeah.
The tracksuit thing is my new.
So is there a
up.
bell curve to you, Ray? To you're like loving Halloween, and now you're just like fucked out of it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
You're not nearly as into it as you once were.
Well, I think because I have nowhere to be and nothing to do, so that hinders how much I really want to participate in Halloween.
Yeah.
Other than make sure that the stores are great, and we've earned enough money for Spirit of Children, which is doing really well this year. We'll hopefully get a chance to talk about that. But
let's actually bring it up after this.
But for me, I'll dress up. I don't mind doing that.
Yeah.
As long as it's a good party, Friday or Saturday night party.
I just never know. I always have trouble picking out costumes. Now, you and Jill have been together for a while, but
we've had
that probably sparked a whole new thing because girls love to dress up.
Yeah,
like,
and it's
girls,
always a couple's costume.
Yeah.
When she does this, we have couple's costumes, and we had thought about.
My wife and I have never done that.
So we were going to be David and Victoria Beckham this year.
Mm-hmm.
So that was going to be our couple's costume, and then next year we'll probably try the David and Victoria Beckham because it's going to be on a Thursday next year, Halloween.
Okay, I like it. What is what's the number one selling costumes this year?
Barbie.
So it was Barbie. Damn it.
Yeah.
Did you not come up with that on you? Like, you really didn't think that?
Yeah, everybody wants to be Barbie.
That's either that or Taylor Swift is going to be the.
Well, yeah, Taylor Swift.
There's probably going to be a lot of Travis Kelce's.
A lot more than there were
last year,
a month ago.
Yeah.
No one was going to be Travis Kelce. Now he's the hot shit. Good for him.
That'll be the couple's costume.
What else is hot?
Any of the old school like Freddie, Jason, and then we have male and female costumes for that. Sexy, non-sexy, traditional.
So this year's a nostalgia year.
Nostalgia, yeah. And it's this is our 40th anniversary too this year for Spirit
Halloween.
Oh, wow.
Spirit Halloween.
All
Doing this 40 years.
Happy birthday!
We've been pumping fake
Now,
blood into
when
the
did
world for 40 years.
When did Spirit come into my world? It was
22. Well, 22 years ago we started. We had 21 years ago we had a store in Richmond. We had one store in Richmond.
I don't think I remember that, but yeah, probably 17, 18 years ago. I probably remember seeing them pop up more and more.
Yeah, we went 3 or 4 years where we only had one store in Richmond, and then we kind of expanded.
That? Short Pump?
No, Short Pump wasn't even around then. We had our very first store in Richmond was at
Short Pump Town Center wasn't around. But
Chesterfield Town Center. We had there was an old like a Rite Aid or CVS that was right on the front. So that was the very first store in Richmond that we had. And then we went to Colonial Heights, and then we've kind of
And how many stores are in Virginia now?
Oh, in Virginia, I think we have 54 in Virginia, including Northern Virginia and above.
Crazy.
Are y'all in all 50 states?
We are in all 50 states, and we have 19 in Canada.
And some Providence.
Yeah. So
19 in Canada.
yeah, we have 6. Actually, I'm sorry. We have 5 stores in Hawaii, 3 stores in Alaska.
Wow.
That's interesting.
And we're corporate run in Hawaii. They put out a call a couple of months ago.
So the
a couple
Virginia
years ago.
one's private?
Yeah, we're Spencer's owns us.
Okay.
Right.
Damn right.
So we have 210
All the Virginia ones? Or
are all Spencer. Yeah, are all Spencer owned. We only have 210 locations that are still under what we call consignment owners, and they're slowly dwindling from there. But 1544 is what we did this year. And so out of the 1544, 210 are consignment.
Is there a big difference between what's hot in Canada and what's hot here?
Oh, yeah. I would
Other than
think
the
so.
price, there's a huge price difference just because of the Canadian dollar and the American dollar don't mesh really well sometimes. So it's a lot more expensive in Canada. But most everything that Americans love, everyone loves.
Yeah, because everyone
Yeah.
wants to be us.
Everybody
While they trash talk us.
Absolutely. The
Well,
Barbie movie
I don't
is
know,
just
eh?
as,
That doesn't sound right. It sounds like you're copying us.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of hockey players that dress
yeah.
up. You know, people dress up as hockey players in Canada. We
But
dress
for
up
the
more
most
as like
part-
the gear.
football and baseball players.
But they have the gear.
They do.
They don't need
and
to
we
buy
have
your...
we have the gear for football and baseball.
I guess the only difference is it's like Trudeau masks there that don't sell well
They
here.
don't so well, right?
Yeah, but that's probably it. It's just the politicians is
That's
probably
it.
the only thing that's
Any
different.
surprises? Anything coming out of nowhere?
No, nothing's really coming out of nowhere this year. I'll be honest. Sales are dragging. We are seeing our numbers pre-COVID. We think the sales curve is back to that 17, 18, 19 curve where it's a little slower. And then all of a sudden we hope the last 10 days it ramps up.
Yeah.
In years past, people have been afraid that we haven't had the product because of, shipping.
Oh, so they buy early?
Right. So they've been buying early. And even last year, people were, the stores were empty 5 to 7 days prior to us really getting ramped up, and we didn't have any merchandise left. Now we have so much merchandise. I don't want to say we overbought, but we have millions and millions and millions of dollars in each of our stores ready to go right now.
Okay, so
So-
still a good time to
Still
get
a
out
great
there
time.
and do some
and
shopping.
if you want decor and if you want costumes, we have it all. Every store in Richmond is full. Every store in Virginia is full. I don't think there's a store in Virginia that doesn't have enough merchandise to support the next 10 days.
You
Yeah.
know how everyone loves your yard stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
People just come, and when I say people, my family loves to just walk around Spirit and check everything out. We never buy any of that stuff, but it's super cool.
Yep.
I saw a funny video of a little kid dressed up as like the It Clown and standing in one of your coffins with like the button in front of it and just jumping out and scaring the bejesus out of people, dude.
Just having fun with it.
just having a blast.
Good for him.
We found that not only are our memes big now, but we also have these influencers that are coming around, going into our stores and creating these videos, and we don't have to do anything. We
That's
don't
awesome.
we don't have to do any advertising anymore because it's online. Everybody wants a piece of that Halloween
Yeah.
magic.
That's
But-
great.
The
Yeah.
stuff y'all sell is amazing, the yard stuff. I mean,
Well,
The yard stuff wasn't a big thing 20 years ago. Like, I
No.
feel like
Yeah.
you would see it in the store, but you didn't see it. It was more like they were props for the store.
correct.
Then all of a sudden, like, now everybody goes
Everybody
absolutely
wants one.
nuts. It's
Yeah.
just like Christmas around here. Like,
Yeah.
there's all kinds of crazy stuff.
When you come into our stores, you'll see our displays. We call them these in-store experiences. That's called an ISE. So when you
Obviously.
see these in-store experiences that we produce, it costs us thousands and thousands of dollars, not only to build them, but also to do the research
R&D,
and the
yeah.
R&D, and then we have to do this a year and a half pre. We've already got the next year.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
all
y'all
set up and
cycle
ready.
them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
So we already have next year's all ready and set up at the home office. But people want to see that. That is what everybody comes in to do. I always say we're like a museum the first week that we're open because everybody comes in just to see and touch, and then they leave. They don't buy anything.
yeah.
But that is the difference, right? Like, I remember before y'all had that stuff, it was Party City or Spirit. It didn't really matter.
Didn't
to
matter.
me.
Yeah.
I was
But
just
now
getting a
it
mask.
does.
But now it's like we only go into Spirit Halloween. In fact, I refuse to buy stuff in Party City. And I think that's partly because you've been coming on here and I've learned about.
Party City even do like Halloween
do.
costumes and
Yeah,
stuff?
Party City has a concept called Halloween City, and this year, last year they did 125 locations nationwide.
Never
this
even
year,
heard of it.
50.
Yeah, it's
well,
not great.
we
Yeah.
ran them out of Virginia.
Yeah.
There's no more Halloween cities in Virginia.
There's still, you go into Party City, they still have like a section,
Yeah.
but it's dwarfed when you go
Yeah.
to a Spirit Halloween because it's a whole damn
They
store
also
as
have
opposed to a row.
a section for pirate themed stuff. in a section. Like they just
Yeah,
have,
no,
like,
yeah.
they
That's it.
do
Yeah.
the sections of stuff.
Their
Yeah.
biggest section's balloons.
Yeah.
And they'll run you out if you get in the balloon game.
We're done.
Don't get it twisted.
We're not
They're
gonna get-
gonna got. There's not only so much helium to go around.
That's right.
There's a shortage of that for a while too.
Legit commodity.
Yeah.
I've got most of my money tied up in helium.
We have a full tank of helium at the Christmas tree shop on. We took over the Christmas tree shop on West Broad. And there's a full tank of helium. I'm thinking about
Nice.
taking it.
Damn right, it's worth a fortune.
It's worth a fortune.
Take it up to a fish show.
Yeah.
All these hippies think they're getting high. They're like,
That's it. You just need another balloon. Here you go.
Here you
yeah,
go.
you just need some more. I am gonna pass out. Oh man.
But I appreciate you only shopping at Spirit. I mean, we have some great programs. The Spirit of Children program, which I was talking about last year, we finally surpassed $100 million nationwide with the
That's crazy.
70 affiliate hospitals, and then we passed $1 million at VCU this past year. And so this year we hope to give another $165,000 to $175,000.
So basically, this is at the end of when you're shopping. You don't have to buy something to donate, but at the end of shopping, they always ask you, "Would you like to donate to the Spirit of Children?"
Yeah.
And I always donate a few shekels, and
You should, and everybody should, and it's not. We're not like the other places that ask and they only give a portion of that dollar.
Yes.
Every bit, 100% of that dollar goes right to the hospital to do whatever they want with, and it's not just to the hospital. We give it to the Child Life Department, and the Child Life Department is the ones that kind of, for us, we say, they help make the hospitals less scary for kids, but they do. They really
Yeah.
they
Absolutely.
really take care of the kids, and they do all
sweet
these.
irony. See what he did there?
Yeah, you see
Spirit Halloween is
What's a
making it
twist?
less scary.
yeah, that's where they put all the weak ass stuff.
Yeah, we have our party this week on Thursday. We're doing our Spirit Halloween party. We got about 50, maybe 75 costumes that we're going to the hospital. We're going to do
Nice.
a big party and give a bunch of treat bags and stuff to the kids there.
That's cool.
Yeah, we're going to the new party
children's-
room. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Children's Hospital. You have to look for the
M4K room. That's right.
That'll
That's
be
awesome, man. I'm glad at least that's doing well this year. So sales are down, but donations are
Sales are down.
steady.
Donations are steady. I think that we do think that sales are getting ready to come on board. We have plenty of merchandise, so come on in.
It
We're-
still doesn't feel like Halloween to me.
not
Like-
yet, right?
Like for me, the average Joe dad, like obviously Ray, you're in the world, so it's been Halloween for you since July or whatever you said. But like, I haven't thought about what I'm doing Halloween yet. I haven't made any plans. The kids haven't made I feel like it's so far off, but it's really not that. What
But
are we?
it's not. I mean,
2 weeks off.
When
We're
you
2
came
weeks
into this
off.
neighborhood, you saw a ton of. There's some decorations in the
Oh,
neighborhood,
yeah.
so you
yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
People are
Neighbor out
talking
here
about
has
it.
got a badass spider, like a huge spider now on the roof that lights up, and I'm like, that's cool.
Dude, that big spider web coming off your window, like that's everywhere in my neighborhood this year. Like I've usually
love
see
that.
a couple of them, but they're everywhere this year.
I've been noticing a lot of dead deer.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool.
It is.
It's kinda
Pretty
cool.
realistic looking.
Pretty real. Pretty real. No, there's one house that had like a dead deer and a dead squirrel, and I honestly was like, I wonder
real?
if these are decorations. It's like
Yeah.
there's so much dead shit in your yard, but it was gone the next day. So no, it was actually just he had a really weird night.
Yeah.
a dead squirrel and
squirrel and
a
that
deer.
deer.
Yeah, there was
Fought to
a
the
deer.
death?
This dead deer was like laid up on the curb into the yards. It was like really nice positioning, and then the squirrel was just dead right in front of it. I was like, huh. And they were like, and there was a vulture, no joke, like sitting up on the. And I was like, is this decorations? Like, are they just like getting me? And then the vulture swept down. And I was like, oh shit, nope. They just had a bad.
I've also
night.
seen a couple of those on the internet where every year somebody goes a little overboard with their decorations and the cops get called.
I could see that.
Like somebody hanging from a tree out front, in a body bag, and
Yeah, there was an article down in Hampton or Newport News, one of the areas where they had taken this customer had come in and bought a bunch of our stuff and made their yard look really realistic, and they got a couple of complaints, and the police had to show up just to make sure everything was okay.
Damn. The hot trend right now I'm seeing is the skeletons posing in various.
So it's kind of like Elf on a Shelf. So every day they're posed differently. We've seen those in different yards.
I'm seeing my neighborhood is full of drunk skeletons.
Oh,
because they're all like sitting in lounge chairs with drinks. There's another house that has like cocktails. There's another one that has like pitchers. Like people are just putting skeletons out, chilling, partying. So now they're becoming more lively. Not just
Seen a lot of those
shit.
12-foot skeletons around now.
yeah,
too.
we're trying to get into that. We're not sure if we have the floor space. We talked about that one. That one's, I think Home Depot sells that skeleton. They do really well. And we have our own manufacturing plant in China that actually does most of our animatronics. And they said they could do it, but to give up floor space for a 12-foot skeleton for $150 to $200, I don't know if it's something we would do. We might sell it online. For the 40th anniversary, we did the Crypt Keeper.
Oh,
So we got the original.
love that shit.
Yeah,
when I was
so
a kid, dude.
we got the original Crypt Keeper to see if we could, re-engineer it, and we did. So we did 1,000 of them, and they sold out in 6 hours.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, no way.
They sold out in 6 hours, and so they weren't. They were online only, and they were gone just like that. And it was like they were sold out in July in
I bet
6 hours.
They
the
didn't-
rights to that were a fortune.
No one even had to
No,
go in and
because we
step
couldn't-
on the button to see how
Right.
cool it was. They're like,
Yes.
I know that's going to be
I know
awesome.
it's awesome.
So there's a funny story about the rights to the Crypt Keeper. Nobody owns them. Nobody knows who. Nobody knows how to get to them. They've contacted everything. The only person that they could find that has any like semblance of the Crypt Keeper is the person that does his voice, but he cannot. We didn't use his voice for the. We used a AI generated voice for it, so we didn't have to pay him royalties. So
That dude's like, damn it.
'Cause that show was on HBO. They didn't get involved.
no,
They didn't
and
want
so
to
because
taste.
HBO's changed hands so many times,
Yeah.
and that just nobody we couldn't find it.
So
So
there's-
we were like, we're going to produce it, and we're going to see if somebody comes after us. And from what we understood, nobody stepped up.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So the Crypt Keeper is just
You can do whatever the hell you want.
common. Like
Common, yep.
anyone.
And a lot of these patents and a lot of these trademarks do run out.
Well, that's like this past year. There was a gory Winnie the Pooh movie that came out. Like the Winnie the Pooh character is like
It's so old.
it's
that-
so old. It's whatever
Public
the
domain now.
Public
Correct.
domain. Yeah, exactly. Like the Happy Birthday song. Like anybody
Right.
can do Happy Birthday.
You can do a lot of things as the likeness and not call it. You can
Well,
say
and that's what they did. The Winnie the Pooh thing, like it looked kind of like Winnie the Pooh. They didn't call him Winnie the Pooh. It was just a fucking yellow creepy bear in a red shirt.
Yeah,
Just Pooh Bear.
and you
Yeah.
can call things like Happy Kingdom Princess.
Yeah.
But hold
and
on,
then it
so
looks
you
like
went-
it looks like a Disney one.
Yeah.
But you called yours the Crypt Keeper.
Oh yes,
So you went right at it.
right. We were like
let's
okay,
try to draw this person out.
and we were okay with paying the licensing agreement, but we just didn't know who to get it from. And I was a part of the team that kind of helped assemble it and grab it. And
They vanilla iced it. It's Crypt Keeper. It's not the Crypt Keeper.
yeah, it's not Crypt Keeper.
Yeah.
It's Crypt Keeper.
Yeah.
it's different.
Totally different.
totally different.
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah,
Good call, Vanilla.
yeah. Yeah. Vanilla Ice is sitting in the meeting. I know how to beat this one.
we just had it.
Yeah, it's easy. You just got to stutter when you say it.
It's Crypt with a K. Come on, guys. Get with the program.
It's hip.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll see that we used a different font, so it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
it's
Not
not
the
the
same.
Crypt Keeper.
See the extra little coming off the end there?
Yeah,
Different font.
different font. We got it. This is perfect. The Comic Sans Crypt Keeper.
Yeah. Y'all watch Tales from the Crypt?
I did.
That shit
Oh,
was
yeah.
awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That and there was another movie. There were a couple.
Mystery
of,
Science 2000 was at the
Mystery
same.
Science 3000.
Oh man, that
amazing.
was so good.
But
No,
what was,
there was a
was it-
movie that had like short stories through it.
yes,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm thinking of, and I mean, it wasn't Tales from the Crypt.
It had a
Was it
cadence
amazing
like that.
stories? Amazing.
No, it was.
It was gory and scary.
Yeah, and it was definitely around the time of the Crypt Keeper. Crypt Keeper came out right after it.
Yeah.
But that was kind of the precursor to the Crypt Keeper, and they were great.
The Crypt Keeper was good because it was a short show and had short stories, and you were probably going to see some nudity.
You see some titty?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird.
It's awesome.
It was, because back then it was so hard.
It's a teenage boy's dream.
Yeah, but it got weird because you're trying to rub one out, and then like someone gets killed, and you're like, oh, now am I a murderer now? Like, is this what's happening?
Yeah, but you're a gamer, dude.
Oh,
you're a professional.
No, I'll power through.
Yeah,
I'll power through.
Yeah. Yeah, what movie? What was the name of that movie? I know Ray's over.
I'm over here looking.
It's
I mean, an awesome third, Mike.
It's like the Crypt Show is the one. Crypt Show.
Creep Show.
Creep Show.
Creep Show. There it is, Creep Show. And then there's the Castle of Horror anthology. No.
I'm thinking Creep Show. Yeah.
I wonder if I could show my kids Creep Show. They've been looking for scary stuff. Maybe Creep Show's the...
Why do you want to show them that? Why do they...
Well,
never mind.
They
all
think
kids
they
want to see. Yeah,
scary
exactly.
stuff.
Yeah,
So they must have they did a
redid
2019 one.
Yeah, that the original.
Let's see if there's an original.
There definitely was, because it was in like the 80s when Creep Show came out, and it was fantastic. And the Crypt Keeper came soon thereafter.
I want to show my kids scary shit, but like real life scary shit. Like I want them to see like fucking Black Hawk Down
1982
Saving Private Ryan.
So it was a horror comedy anthology film.
Yep,
it was
That's
great.
It. Yeah,
that was great.
Did you ever watch Faces of Death when you were a kid?
I definitely heard about it, but I'd never watched it. Never had access to it, and thank God, because I don't see where good things would come of that.
I remember my brother got his hands on the VHS of like a couple of the different Faces of Death, and he was kind enough
Oh, that was nice
to let me watch.
Traumatized
some.
that could stick with you a little bit though.
I mean, he's bringing it up 40 years later,
Yeah.
so you would say it's.
I watched a bear maul a dude and kind of was like, oh, I don't know if I like that.
Right.
I watched a
You know what they
monkey
call that now? The internet.
Yeah. I got to watch people bash a monkey's head in. Like, I was like, oh, that's not cool. It was like, and he was like stuck in a cage, so just his head was coming out.
Man.
And he was just spinning, trying to get away from the
No chance of that one.
No, saw some weird shit. Someone bounced from a skydiving. You just see some stuff. And I remember I just went back to my room and I thought, you know what? I'm not going to watch this.
You just cried a little.
And it ruined me forever. And then my brother, after that, when he found out I was all freaked out, he bided his time just a little bit. Fast forward like a week, he knows I've been having a hard time sleeping. He went in my room, crawled under my bed like half hour before my bedtime.
Oh, no.
And he just waited and just stayed under that bed until I went to bed. Parents came in, tucked me in bed. Everything was done. They left. He must have waited another 30 damn minutes.
Oh, no.
Let my ass fall asleep, and then just started underneath the bed. Joga, 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 joga.
Oh, my God.
Just shaking the bed up and down. Go, oh!
Whoa.
I freaked the fuck out. I was screaming and crying. I was like, oh, my God, it's over. I'm getting a poltergeist in here or something. My mom came running in, and my brother rolled out from under that bed, and he was like, ah! And took off running, and she was so pissed, but in that moment, she saw the brilliance of what had happened, and she kind of just giggled, and he ran right by her. No trouble.
Yeah.
She got away with it.
And you never slept again.
No, it was fucked up. It was bad. But like sometimes as a parent, like if a sibling pulls off a really good prank, you
got to give them kudos.
Yeah, like one night on Christmas Eve.
It's like when my kids will like burn each other, like zing each other, and I'll just turn and look, and I just like start like doing the whole like.
When it's a good burn,
I'm like, God damn it, that was fucking brilliant.
Yeah, like a good burn's a good burn. But like, so I came out Christmas Eve one night, and I went out in the middle of the night, and I slept in the hallway, and I took a rope. My sister's door was directly across the hall from my door. So I tied a rope to her doorknob and then tied a rope to my doorknob.
Yeah.
So
They
she
both
couldn't
open in.
So she couldn't open her door. And then I just went to bed and waited for Christmas morning underneath the rope. And the first gift I received on Christmas that year was her getting to the door. No!
Yeah.
I can't get out! It's Christmas!
I'm missing Christmas.
And she's pounding on the door screaming. And my mom came out and caught me laying in the hallway laughing my ass off. And I didn't get in trouble for that one. She was
Nice.
like, good joke. Good joke. I'm going to remove the cord now.
Yeah.
She is going to get her Christmas. But I didn't lose any gifts.
No.
Because a good joke is a good joke.
Yep.
Now it lives in infamy.
Yeah.
Well, going from jokes to back to horror, do you guys have a favorite horror movie that like you could watch over and over again or that you enjoy?
So even as a kid, because, we grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, and like that slasher flick shit was big time, right?
Sure.
And I watched a lot of them. And I hated I'm not this. I don't like being scared. It's not something I like thriller movies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But, like,
Yeah.
I don't need to see the Freddy Krueger, sticking his hand through someone's chest. Like, I'm just like, yeah, I don't need to see that. Like, so I'm not really an aficionado when it comes to that stuff. Like,
I'm not either. What
I like
you?
the Lady in White was like one that was a long time ago. I was a very young kid and I watched it and it got me. But it got me in a way that like I was like, all right, that freaked me out. But now I kind of like I want to see it again. Like I ended up watching that one. I've watched it more than any other horror movie because it's just the one that worked for me.
The one
like
that worked.
Scream was a great movie, but like that was a good movie.
But you only need to see it once.
I thought Porky's was pretty good horror movie. Wait, was that? Maybe I'm confused.
You are definitely confused.
I'm trying to think of like what are actually
Poltergeist.
good. Yeah, that one.
Poltergeist
that one,
I've seen
that
a
one
lot,
messed
and
you
that
up.
one was scary.
Right. You could see that. You could show that to your kids now, and you'd be okay.
I saw one called Session 9 or Session 19. And that one messed me up because it was like it was a mental like there was a lot of things going on that were scary and had you on the edge of your seat. But when the final twist was delivered like at the end, it kind of ruined me. I was like, "Oh."
Have you guys ever seen Clockwork Orange?
I saw that after college. I watched that.
Would you
and it
consider
was
that horror?
I don't know. I think
Very weird.
It's just an odd.
It's a mental.
It's a mental. It kind of
Yeah.
makes you think about some
I
things.
can tell you this: the most scared I've ever been watching a movie is I went with a group of buddies. The opening weekend, Blair Witch came out.
Oh yeah.
And this was, of course, everyone hearing this probably has a version of this, but this was, everyone thought it was real. Everyone, like, no one that
They were
I
the
talked
first person to do that first person.
No one
camera
thought
thing.
this wasn't a real thing. And we were down towards the beach somewhere, and I had this 1995 Suzuki Sidekick, red with a white top, little fake Jeep thing. And it was beautiful. It was the summertime, and we had the top off. And we go to see this movie, and it's like getting dark. We got out of that theater. We were fucking shaking in our boots. And we fucking leave, and we got like turned around, and we were like in a wooded area. We're like, and I was running out of gas in my little wannabe Jeep. And we were like freaking out. We're like, we need to find a gas station now.
Yeah, like, this isn't a
And
game.
we
This
were
isn't
like,
gonna-
we were
yeah,
like
this is
driving
bad.
away from civilization. And I was like, this was all pre-GPS, pre-smartphones. And like the one guy lived in the area and he can't, but like we had gone to like a theater that was outside of the Virginia Beach proper. And it was like, I think if we turn here, I'm like, dude, you better figure this
Get
shit
this
out.
right.
You better figure it out now.
I remember Christine when I was a kid. I watched at a drive-through. So I was in a car, surrounded by cars, watching a movie about cars that kill.
Yeah.
That one got me a little. Just in that moment,
Yeah.
you know? It was a doubleheader at the drive-through. Gremlins followed by Christine. So I got to watch Gremlins, and I was like, oh, okay, that was crazy.
Yeah.
And then Christine came and just melted my face as a little kid. I was like, I didn't need that.
That's a good one. Children of the Corn.
That's a creepy one.
That's creepy. Yeah.
Yeah, anything that kind of could happen, like Poltergeist always scared me because like it just involved the TV going, it's like that's in my house and that could very well happen. Like the whole Freddy thing and Jason thing, you're like, well, I'm not.
Yeah, that doesn't do
I'm not
anything.
at Camp Crystal Lake. Like,
Remember The Ring?
through the ring.
Oh, the ring. Yeah,
was-
when you watch the VHS tape, and you're like, oh my god.
You're gonna die in 7 days. That was legit.
Yeah.
We just got to the end of that movie and our fucking phone rang.
Oh Lord.
And I went over and answered it, and it was like a recorded like sales message or
Yeah.
something. And so I was like, this is fucking fantastic. So I'm just standing there and I just let my face go like And I just stand there. My wife's like, what? What is it? What is it? And I just keep going. I just like played it up. And she fucking hates me for that. And she has never, and I'm not kidding, she's never watched a horror movie with me since because of that shit I pulled right after. I scared the hell out of her. She was crying. Like she was like, "Oh no! Like we shouldn't have watched it." And I just milked it for everything because the whole premise of that was you would get a phone call. And they would tell you like you've watched it, like you now have this long to live. So I figured I'll just heavy breathe and look scared and see if this hits, and it hit. And now she told me to fuck off, and she would never watch a horror movie with me again. And to this day, she has not watched a horror movie with me.
Probably a good call.
Yeah, because I'm a dick.
Yeah, that's correct.
But it was funny.
It was funny.
I mean,
so fun.
Now it's still a good story.
When it's teed up like that, like
the phone rang. I mean, what was I supposed to do? And then to pick it up, and it's literally like a car warranty, like recording. I was like, this is even better. Like I don't even have to talk. I could just stare. Not that
we
beer.
already did this one.
Yes, and now I've got more of them. It's heartbreaking.
And we have rose. So I need to go to the bottom here.
There's a 6-pack in there that will have
Where?
this week's. Oh God,
Oh man.
It's in there somewhere.
The hell it is.
All right, I may have to come. Look all the way up on top, jammed up on top of the kegs.
It's not there. There's rosemary.
The mystery of the missing deli.
There's red horse.
Not Red Horse.
I think you're gonna have to walk over there.
I'm gonna have to. Troy, Pad.
Where is it?
Pat.
He's padding.
All right. Oh, you're coming over here. Double check
I'm gonna do the work. Ooh, I like those shoes.
where I missed.
It's right here.
That's not a 6-pack.
It's close to a 6.
That's
It's
that's
close
not-
to. It's close to a 6.
If you had said it's the singles at the bottom, I would have known exactly what you're looking for. God, dude.
Wait, singles.
Not Hardywood singles. Like he bought 7 different beers.
Oh,
And
okay.
it looks like they're all Christmas themed. So that fits right in.
'Tis the season.
Tis the season. If that's not the name of this episode,
Well,
let's let our guests pick. Hold on.
White Claws is a great name. Come on.
Are we really drinking a?
That's a Christmas one.
Well, we don't have to drink it yet.
But it is the season.
Tis the season.
Which one you thinking, Ray?
I mean, 'tis the season. Let's do the White Claws.
Yes.
This is the
It's a seltzer.
I can't even read it. What's it? Foamies? What is that?
Yep.
Dude, I seriously can't even read that. It's Commonwealth Brewing. It's 5.0%
Standard.
out of Virginia Beach. Dude, you are awful if your font is something you can't even read. Ray, what does that look like to you?
I have no idea.
I will decipher the code that is that.
It's
font.
either POAMIES, TOAMIES.
It's got to say somewhere else near the.
I'm looking.
It's Febreze.
Commonwealth Brewing Company out of Virginia Beach.
It's FOAMIES.
So Foamies,
Foamies hard cider.
hard seltzer, White
Oh,
Claws,
seltzer. Yeah, seltzer. So cherry,
apple cider, cranberry,
Yum.
candy cane.
and mulled spices.
This is going to be dope as shit. The White Claws, CLAUS.
I like the name and I love the label. I just don't like the font name. You can't read it, but the red and white label with the black belt on it is pretty fucking genius.
This is going to be great. White Claws, hard seltzer.
Claws spelled
Tis
like
the season.
Claus spelled like Santa Claus.
Did you guys have a pumpkin beer?
Yes.
Is there
Yeah,
one here?
Rosemary's Baby, yeah.
I'd like to try it.
Yeah, it's actually, I had one last night on account of I'm trying to get through all the delis that didn't win. Mm-hmm. And I actually thought it was.
Rosemary's
I
Baby.
thought it was
by
better
Two
when
Roads.
it wasn't under the the microscope that is a deli. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things are harder when you're in the deli.
Right. When you're like judging something.
I let my kids watch Stand By Me the other night.
Oh.
It's a rated R movie.
It's because it has a
There's a
dead
dead
body.
Well, it's because it has a lot of language in it.
Oh, that's
Ew.
right. Yeah. Fucking
If
Will
you
Wheaton.
if
Will
you
Wheaton
like
is a
12-year-olds
fiend in that.
swearing a lot and smoking cigarettes, that's a great movie.
It definitely smells like a claws.
Can you smell all those things they talk about?
No, but I just spit my Zin into the can, and just in that moment, I got hit with all kinds of spice.
I can smell
the.
this. I can smell the spice
I want to make a cocktail with this.
in the candy cane.
Whoa!
Oh, yeah.
Whoa! What is going on there?
This smells delicious.
It tastes kind of delicious.
Oh, yeah. I want to make a cocktail with that.
Troy's like, I know where I stand.
I'm pouring some of it out because I don't want to waste it. It smells so good, and you guys seem like you like it. So
That candy cane is a interesting twist that I've never had done effectively. I've seen other seltzers try to give a peppermint vibe, but fail miserably. This, when I breathe in, I have the cold.
I like the spice with the candy
The
cane.
spice is good. It's got a little bit. You know what I love about it? That's not overly cherry.
Yeah, there's yeah.
It tastes a little bit like a dry champagne.
Yes.
Like
The way
New
the
Year's Eve.
peppermint hit it, it turns
Yeah.
into like, and the spices and everything, it kind of has a champagne vibe, but like
Yeah.
a true, this is a good holiday drink.
Yes.
'Tis the season.
'Tis the season.
I think poured over rocks would be really good.
Pour it all over my face.
Well, there's that.
Probably be pretty good.
I'm looking where this. I'm going to be in Virginia Beach tomorrow. I might go buy this. at
Go
Commonwealth.
try to catch it out. Yeah,
Yeah,
why not?
Seriously.
Foamies. Foamies hard seltzer. The White Claws. Genius name. Beautiful
right,
label.
It's right before you go over the tunnel, the Bay Bridge Tunnel.
Oh man, I was just there.
That's out of the way, though.
It's like, oh man, it is
It's
right.
not really Virginia Beach.
It's Chicks.
proper.
It's in Chicks Beach.
Yeah, that's an area you don't really need to go to.
No,
'Cause
ever.
all they have is fast food and not
Chicks
great
Beach
stuff.
is
Yeah.
awesome.
And they sell
Yeah,
everywhere.
on the
There's
beach, but I'm saying that
bloodworms.
Yeah.
road. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's all like, yeah, it's bloodworms
Yeah.
and like McDonald's.
Right, that's it.
You're like, you're either going fishing or you need fast food. Outside
Yeah,
of that,
that's just-
they have gas.
Yeah. Convenience stores when you're
Yeah.
going from one side to the other.
There's not a lot there that would draw you in, but maybe
This is pretty tasty.
I'm enjoying this.
I am too.
I would like to get my hands on this around the holiday season. That's for sure.
5%.
And despite all this crazy flavor and everything, it's 1 carb, 114 calories. So they're still holding true to the whole
That's all?
seltzer. Yeah.
That's wild.
They have 14 more calories than everybody else.
Zero added sugar. Less than 1% total carbohydrate.
I love the way the candy cane plays with that. This is the first thing that's made
And
me.
this is 114 calories. This is a 16-ounce drink. This isn't a
that may
12
be
ounce.
where the 14 comes from that extra,
But
few
still,
ounces.
like,
They have 4 extra ounces.
12-ounce beer is 100 calories.
This is good. This is the first thing that's made me get excited about the Chick-fil-A milkshake they
Peppermint. The peppermint.
do. What
Peppermint
is
mocha?
that? It's so good.
Yeah. This is excellent, but I'm not sure if I could drink more than one of these at a time.
I don't think I could drink more than 10.
It definitely seems, for not having sugar in
It's sweet,
It's very,
sweet as
very
shit.
sweet.
but it doesn't taste like they've got aspartame or some bullshit in there.
I don't know what's in it, but it tastes fucking great.
There's very little on the internet about this.
That's right.
Gluten-free and vegan.
Yeah, well,
That's it.
I'm never impressed when they're like, it's vegan. I'm like, it's not a steak.
It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Like you You know, I always just assumed it was vegan. As soon as I started drinking it, I assumed there was no
What's
animal
in a
it.
drink? Egg? Like, what makes a drink
Not
Not vegan.
Yeah.
egg?
Cheese,
That's true.
steak.
So this thing
There is we're doing a martini that's got you muddle some blue cheese in it.
Okay, well, there you
Gross.
go. See, not vegan.
So by saying not vegan on here,
It's a gimmick.
it's as dumb as saying meat, egg and cheese free.
Correct. Yeah.
yeah, but it sounds a lot
Try
cooler.
this year's White Claws. Now 100% cheese and egg free.
Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Well, last year's was only 97%.
All right, so Foamies, hard seltzer, White Claws. Troy, let's let you start this off.
I don't know how high I want to go, but I really like that. I'm going to go, it's a deli winner.
In your world, it is.
It can't get to a 4.5, so I'm just going to go with a 4. I'm comfortable giving it a 4. If you guys give it a 4.5, I have no counter argument to talk you off that. But to Ray's point, not thinking I'm going to drink a dozen of them or even 6 of them. I might want to start vomiting. Quite sweet, but I could definitely see sipping on this.
Oh yeah.
And to your point, you can mix a drink, throw it over some ice, put a splash of peppermint schnapps in it or something.
Oh, my
kick it up
God.
a little bit,
Dude.
Even just pour. If you want to cut it in half, you want to just pour more seltzer in with it. That'd
yeah.
be good. I mean, you could use this as like the equivalent of a margarita mix that you want to dress up or down anyway. Like, I feel like you could do a lot of cool things with that. And that's me. I don't even know how to mix drinks. Like,
No, but I mean, you're
a
right.
skilled mixologist could do all sorts
I'm
of shit with
immediately thinking about all the crazy, like, spiced rums out there and how that would play.
Oh,
in there.
yeah.
Like, there's so this is fun. Ray, you want to take
Yeah,
the second
so
leg
I'll
of
start.
this?
The mulling spice in this really helps a whole lot. To me, the candy cane makes it a little sweet, and the cranberry kind of eases out. And what I was saying about a cocktail, you know how like a French 75 is, a base, and then you top it with Prosecco or
Yes.
champagne. So to me, this is what you would want to do. I would do like
a little gin and
like a gin, but I would make like a cranberry bourbon, like old fashioned, and then I would top it with this. So it kind of gives it a little bit of effervescence, and so it would kind of dry it out some and kind of open it up. Or gin. I'll be honest with you. I would say tequila is probably a much better suited cocktail for this, like a Reposado, like a darker tequila.
Weird.
And that way you have the opportunity to kind of, when you use like a dark tequila, it elongates those flavors, if you will. Mm-hmm. And I think the mulling spice and a tequila works amazing together.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a 4. It's not a 4.5 because I think this is 1 and done for me, and a mixer.
The Foamies White Claws is phenomenal. The cranberry is what I think salvages the cherry. I'm not a cherry guy. The cranberry changes the cherry. The mulled spices give it a little something extra, and that kick of peppermint on the end is just too fun to ignore. In the world of seltzers, that is a 4.5.
That doesn't taste like a seltzer to me, though. It really tastes.
Oh, it tastes like a
champagne.
drink. Yeah. In the world of beers, that's a fucking 1.
Yeah.
That's
Correct.
Got to be the worst beer I've ever had. But a deli doesn't necessarily have to be a beer, right?
No.
Then I'm going to give it the score that it doesn't deserve, but it does deserve. That's a 4.5 for me. I love that
wow.
beer.
Well, then that's a deli.
very
Without a
nice.
doubt.
With that.
I mean, even if you give it a 4, Ben, no doubter, but
Yeah, but I want this one to stand out. I want people to look at our rankings and go, "What the hell is
What
a
is
White
that?
Claw?"
Yeah, what is
Yeah.
a White Claws?
Yeah, like that's
I'm really glad Ray was here for this.
I'm
me
gonna.
too, because it would have looked like just two dudes high fiving.
Yeah.
I'm definitely buying. I'm going to be down there tomorrow. I'm going to be in the area. I'm going to see if I can get some.
Let us know, because
You can grab me a four
will.
pack.
Yeah.
my wife needs this in her life.
I was going to say, let us know how your circle of people who have good palates and stuff, let us know what they think. Because,
Oh yeah, people smarter than us.
well, I'm just saying they're, in their world,
Their palates are very different.
I think what we do is we're good at what we do.
No, this asshole immediately
yeah.
went, oh, this needs a reposado.
Yeah.
What?
Well, imagine a whole room full of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's them.
Yeah, that's
Well, we're going to do a
Raise
Christmas.
people.
We're going to do some Christmas cocktails, and we're going to do something
that's
with
gonna
this.
that's gonna be awesome on Easter.
So
Taylor. Oh, damn it!
I get that joke.
That's terrible.
In fact, let's just tear down the fourth wall.
off.
Y'all are taking a long time to put your episodes
We are
out.
taking a long
time. I'm
are.
hearing episodes from like 4 months ago in your life.
We
that are
did.
coming out.
The last episode. I can't even remember our last episode. Was it the French 75?
It was yes. It was
No, you just released one, didn't you?
No.
After the French 75.
October 20th was September 20th was the last one. Because it's still at the bottom of my podcast list.
I mean, I listened to the Tour de France one.
Yeah, French cocktails, September 20th.
That was the Tour de
'Cause
France.
and I'm a big French 75 guy, so I was.
And you're
I was
a big
excited
Tour de
on-
France guy.
No, I was excited on every level for that episode.
It was. I mean, we enjoyed it.
I'm sure you did.
In March.
I just saw that
a 6-month lead time on that.
in Chicago. Malort just came out with a pumpkin spice Malort, but they made like a very limited batch and they distributed it all through one bar, and so that bar is getting people to come in just to get pumpkin
Wow.
spice Malort, and which is a great gimmick for the bar. you
Yeah.
know. The bar said, "Hey, we'll help you with this. Throw up some money." So the bar's killing it, but like I can't get my hands on a pumpkin spice Malort, and I want a pumpkin spice Malort so badly. It just sounds horrible.
Yeah, it does sound bad.
I want to get that in my mouth.
I feel like Malort is awful. But what's wild is every version that they do is even worse.
Is even worse.
Far worse.
Like, far worse.
Regular Malort is as good as it gets. Everything
else is just whoa.
But that's not how most liquors and beers and stuff work. Like they do
No.
another version. It's like, oh, that's a better version.
I don't think Malort wants to make a better version.
Look,
I'm sure they've made some things where they're like, absolutely not. That is fantastic.
That is delicious.
Get that out of here.
I didn't even puke in my mouth a little bit.
That's trash.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to have my job tomorrow. I could get a raise. I'm out. The worst Malort I have,
There's another distributor that would love to have this recipe and sell it.
gross.
You have a.
I have a hopped Malort.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
it is by far the most fucked out Malort I've ever had. And I love it. It's a very special treat for special people certain times of night.
There's a TikTok guy. He probably has Instagram too, but I think he's a sommelier.
The unemployed. sommelier.
Yeah.
Dude, every time he does a Malort one,
Oh my god.
he just falls apart at the seams.
He did one with
Intentionally.
mayo or something the other day. I saw. It was terrible.
He's a very interesting cat, to say the least.
Malort is bad.
Let's get some more Malort.
Yeah.
Actually, 'tis the season. This is about the time of year when
is Malort
I
season.
do place my Malort orders.
Oh.
Because every year I need about it turns out I've got it down pretty close to a formula at this point. I go through about 6 bottles of Malort a year. And
How is that possible?
Because I take it places
And you leave it.
It's his
it doesn't
gimmick.
come home.
It doesn't come
Yeah.
home.
Yeah. There was one year we went on the Scandals trip and a bottle of Malort was brought and it sat in the sun all day on the beach. Oh. And on the final day, it had the tide had come in and pulled this there's a quarter bottle of hot Malort left. And it had pulled it out in the water and I'm standing out there looking at the beach and it washed in. And it came up to the shore and I was like, that's the single greatest bottle of Malort in the world. That was the one. Baked, rolled out to the sea, and rolled back. Like a Ouija board, wasn't going to leave.
Jefferson's does a very expensive version of their bourbon.
Aged.
The
Ocean.
Yeah.
Ocean is actually, though, I've been putting it up, just taste test of one in my house. And actually, my brother-in-law has joined me with this. We haven't found a bottle that when you blind taste test up against Jefferson's Ocean has beaten it. Not yet. Now, granted, we're not putting it up against $100 plus bottles. Like everything has to be sub 100.
That's still $80.
That's an $80 bottle. So I mean, like it should play in the up to 100.
Before I stopped drinking, that was like the next big purchase I was going to make because I never got to try it.
Have you tried it since?
It is phenomenal.
I've heard.
I've put it up against everything.
Well, every time I went to buy it, it was sold out. Like it was literally sold out everywhere.
Yeah, we're doing a better job of keeping that stocked here in Virginia. But I've put it up against some serious contenders, and it wins. I would love to get, Ray, your taste on that. Like, really,
I'm not a fan
of Jefferson's Ocean.
No.
At all.
I think there's much better. I think they're basic Jefferson. Not for $80.
I think you should put it up against...
How about I'll bring you a Jefferson that's been aged in cognac bottles or barrels?
Well, clearly, but that's a different angle. Cognac, to me, when you do cognac or port, because like I'm an Angel's Envy guy, like anything that gets that sweetness from those dessert type wines, that's perfection. Because you're just kicking up the sweet a whole nother notch.
So what would you put it up against?
So far right now, we've had it up against Eagle Rare, and it beat it.
Okay.
So
it should beat Eagle Rare. Eagle Rare is great, but for a $40 bottle of bourbon, it should beat an 80. 80 should beat a 40.
Yeah, we've had it up
but the only thing
against...
about Jefferson's Ocean is it's just a
bourbon.
Gimmick. Well, it's a gimmick, but
backed by science. The gimmick makes sense logically.
Well, the thing is,
it does.
And that's the argument I've heard is some people buy the gimmick and some people say it's just a gimmick.
Absolutely. I think there are other bourbons out there for right at 80 or under 80 that are better. And, there's some Smoke Wagon that's out there that's pretty good that you could do.
I have a bottle of Jefferson's Ocean.
Michter's is pretty good.
Bring me something.
I'll bring you something.
Bring me something. And
Okay.
we will blind taste test. Let Troy pour them.
Oh, a Bardstown Disco, like a Bardstown Discovery, like something that's in that under 100. You would be like, oh, fuck.
Bring it.
Okay.
I want you to bring me all these $100 bourbons so I can drink them. This is a great plan.
Yeah.
I like where this is going.
Sounds like you're winning, Brendan.
No, man. I've got half a bottle of Jefferson's Ocean. It's just sitting on, dude. I'll bring it out here. Hell, I'll let it loose. I'll pour some crap shit in the bottle and bring it out here and be like, well, you got me.
Yeah. Let's try it against the other one.
Taylor and I'll show up with like 15 bottles.
I respect
Oh, man. That
You
would
finally
be
put a halt to that, didn't you?
buying.
Yeah.
Kinda. So what I've done, so what I'll tell you, it's I did some guy math, some boy math.
Oh, now we're going to make that a thing?
I mean, it is.
Because girl math is extremely frustrating.
It is. However,
Have we talked about that on
No,
here?
but
Let's talk about that.
It's really fucking annoying.
I've only heard one thing about it because I don't live in girl world. But
I do.
Yeah, so tell it for those and remind me.
if you have cash, it's free. If you pay with cash, it didn't cost you anything. That's a girl math.
Or if it was a $100 pair of pants, but it was on sale for $80, you actually just made $20.
You made money.
You made
money.
So
Yeah.
you actually, even though you dropped $80, you're up 20. Is kind of girl math in a nutshell.
This sounds like gambler math too.
It's
Like,
unfortunately
I won $500.
I don't understand why girls go ha ha ha, ha girl math. You're literally
You sound
calling
stupid.
yourself stupid.
Yeah.
And you're putting it in there, and then you're raising the flag up like, look at me, girl math, but you're actually insulting yourself. Now, Ely's wife is a huge hater on girl math. I wish she was here.
She's
because,
intelligent.
yeah, but she's like, she's a tycoon of business.
Yeah.
So like it frustrates her to no end to see women go, girl math, girl math. When she's like, you could actually be president. That's like her
right.
logic, but you can't go around saying girl economics.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I stopped buying bourbon, so I had a budget. I was like, I'm going to go to just one bottle a month. And so I spent like 4 months not buying any bourbon. And then I got an opportunity to buy at retail a Wild Turkey Master's Keep Voyagers, which is $280, and I bought it. And so that's my math. But I didn't buy any bourbon for a while, but
that's
spent
not
$300
math.
on a bottle.
That's not some weird version of math.
Yeah.
I saved up.
So
I could spend too much money on
That's
something.
why I call
I
it.
shouldn't.
So it's smart. So that's why I call it guy math.
That is like totally not girl math.
It's totally not girl math because I saved up. I didn't buy anything for 4 months, and then I bought one, and it was a little less.
Does he know how dumb he sounds right now? I mean, come on. Everybody
kind of
knows you just go buy it with cash, and then it's free.
What kind of a schmuck saves up for something they want? This is the stupidest math I've ever heard.
Yeah.
You wait for it to go on sale for $3 less, and then you make $3.
Yeah. Well, it was under like retail, so I had a buddy of mine get it in Florida.
Marketers
nice.
must be just laughing and licking their chops when they hear this stupid shit, right? Like, you literally think because it's 20% off, you're making money. Please, God, come in my store.
The best is when you see, like, they'll take something off a sale, they'll mark it up to $100 for one day, so that they can put it back on sale for $50 and go, originally $100, and you go, it's a steal. Except for the fact that I've been the asshole who's walked in Home Depot just before a big sale happened and bought the tool.
Oh, yeah.
That then I see the next day, and I'm like, what? Now it's cheap? And they're like, oh, it was a... And actually, fortunately, if you go to them and go, hey...
They'll give you your deal.
Dick. Like, I caught you on scam day, so you could mark it down and say it's on sale. You're a dick. And they're like, nah, it's cool. We'll take care of it.
Well, some places do that all the time.
Ooh, it's a beautiful looking bottle.
I would hope so.
What I love about Wild Turkey is that Wild Turkey's trash, right? Like in your mind, you know what I mean? Like, but in reality, like I have learned,
so good.
Wild Turkey's great. It's just there's the standard Wild Turkey, and
if you drink like Wild Turkey, that 80 proof, it's
just a standard.
It's in your rail, whatever.
Yeah, but it was the same thing with Evan Williams. Like Evan Williams is actually really good. You can find all of these bourbon makers, they make a mass produced, and then they're like, and if we take our time.
Well, it's like Maker's Mark was always like the greatest bourbon.
Just because it had
in my
wax on the
mind,
top.
like because it was pricier than most and had a dope look.
It looked good.
Yeah.
It did look good.
I will judge a bourbon by its bottle. I will. Like in a store.
I mean, first off, don't all guys judge everything a little bit by how it looks?
Of course. We're visual.
Yeah.
Literally in our DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do this all the time.
Yeah.
The first thing I liked about my wife had literally nothing to do with anything she said.
Well, that's how it all starts. You got to like something how it looks to even engage.
I went window shopping and went, don't mind if I do. And then I met her and went, oh, actually, no, I really don't.
But
don't mind.
we've all had relationships too where you're not attracted to someone at first and then you get to know them and you're like, this chick's really cool. Like,
but it's harder to get over that hump.
It
is.
But it can happen.
It can, but it's not as likely.
No.
Yeah. Because you're always going to be looking, because there's always that itch you got to scratch, right?
You know, that's why all of the strippers are getting their masters.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't go into bookend strip club and meet a bunch of fucking nerds who are super smart and you like talking to. You pay $20 and go in the back room and they lecture you on fucking astrophysics. It's just not how it happens.
No.
Right. You know what I mean?
No.
It's like she goes, titty, and you go, man, that was so worth $20.
Awesome. Right.
Yeah.
Like the worst thing that could happen is she start lecturing you on astrophysics.
But it's like that with a car too. Like you wouldn't buy a car if you didn't like the way it looks.
True.
I wouldn't.
I see cars on the road all the time that I'm just like, you went to a fucking car dealership.
And you chose...
And you fucking like...
You got an Aztec.
Look, I'm
right.
saying...
Or you chose that color. Like some of the colors,
I'm
like that
look,
no sale blue or something.
Obviously, everybody's not buying...
you know the color
blue.
You know the color I'm talking about.
That's hilarious.
Like, I know, like... Not everybody's buying BMWs and Mercedes. I don't drive those things. But, like... If you're going to buy a fucking four-door sedan, they make affordable, good-looking four-door sedans. Like, what is, like,
but
why would you ever go to that fucking, and I'm a cheap bastard.
But, Troy, you are a guy who literally bought a car because of its looks.
Yeah, for sure.
You have a Wrangler.
Yeah.
Wranglers are really not great cars.
No.
But they're so cool.
They are cool.
Like, what's cooler?
But this is the least cool they've ever been.
Yes, but it's still, you're like,
Wait.
Look how badass
Do you think
this
they're,
is.
You think they're the least cool now?
Oh, by far.
and
Yeah.
he's saying in the history of
In the history
of
of Jeeps, this is the lamest they've ever been.
this is like a low point. I mean, and he's not completely wrong. If you go back in time, right? The Jeep was the Willys.
Mm-hmm.
It was World War II military. It made its way in that form and function. It continued on being a military staple. That's a badass vehicle. Then the CJ7 comes out, the civilian Jeep.
That's a great Jeep.
Bad as shit, right? Like,
But
Has a lot of
super
flaws.
cool.
But
A
road
lot of
terrible.
flaws.
Had
But-
engine was clunky.
But
all the
super
things.
cool. Like, it's the coolest
Sure.
the
Yeah.
civilian Jeeps ever were, was the CJ7. Then you come out with the Wrangler
No.
and you put the square headlights on it.
The
and
TJ,
you-
they say, is the YJ. That 97 years, like
that's the TJ.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
the like
YJ's the yuppie
yeah. The
Jeep.
TJ is the one that everybody wants. That's like the
They
ultimate.
do, because it is the perfect combination
Yes, yes.
of it's still rugged, it's still badass.
It's like
it does
the,
all things, but it's reliable.
Yeah.
And it's actually really pretty reliable,
Yeah.
that particular Jeep.
Is that the same year that Land Cruiser had that smaller, boxy Land Cruiser that was like that in the
That's the
90
Defender 90, and that goes back
way back.
way back,
Yeah.
and they're worth billions. I mean, they're
Yeah.
ludicrous how much they're worth. But then as soon as you got past that TJ, the 4-door Jeeps
Yep.
start coming out. And that's when the cool started to come down just a little. But that
Yeah.
first gen of the 4-door was something wildly different, pretty cool. Next gen, I would agree with you. It's like a step down in cool. But every time you step down in cool, what do you get? More
Technology.
on-road
Yeah.
reliability.
Yeah.
It's a better driver. It's a better vehicle altogether.
Yeah.
And that's why I still think the CJ is actually the pinnacle of cool, because it's the worst. It just rolls over and kills people.
It's
and
terrible. It's a
throws
terrible
them
car.
from it. And then the Jeep is fine. The people are all dead. And then your whoever inherits it sells
Right.
it, and
Yeah.
like it moves on. It's like
Well,
it's
Jeeps
just
used to be like tattoos and motorcycles. Like
Rare.
certain people had them.
rare.
Now, like literally, fucking dumbasses that fucking put garbage accessories on them and ducks all over them and all kinds of stupid shit and name them, and they're corny as hell. Like they're the ugliest, stupidest looking vehicles out there now.
They're still badass. I still love them.
No,
I mean,
look, I just bought one a year ago. Who you telling?
Yeah,
But
I mean,
like,
I'd still
hate
want
most.
one.
I hate most all of them I see. They're almost all hideous.
If you fast forward 20 years at the trajectory the Jeep is going,
It's gonna be awful.
the Bronco will be the cool. Because Bronco waited. They bided their
No,
time.
you know what Bronco did that I didn't even realize till the other day. I parked
They have
next
two
to one.
different. They have two different Broncos. There's
Well,
a teeny one and a big
So,
one.
but they always
Yes.
did that because they had the Bronco and the Bronco Sport. So they now have the Bronco and the Bronco, or they had the Bronco 2. Now it's the Bronco Sport.
Bronco 2 was the worst.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the Bronco Sport, they bastardized Bronco by even putting that thing out. And I didn't
I
know.
agree.
I didn't know this. You know how they make the cool like Outer Banks edition? And
Yeah, that thing's sweet.
they do that for the Bronco Sport.
Oh, I can
Oh.
get an Outer Banks turd?
Yes.
Oh, that's not cool.
well, that's
Again,
You're undervaluing
getting
the
crabs
dope
on a
thing.
toilet seat. Like,
Yeah.
didn't have any of the fun, but here we
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
we have crabs.
well. I'm surprised to hear you say that about your Jeep. That you don't think. I mean, you
My
think
Jeep's
yours
cool
yours
because
is
I
cool.
haven't fucking.
You haven't done anything with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I like Jeeps.
Right.
I don't-
Jeeps are cool.
I don't buy a Jeep to fucking cover it with ducks and buy all the plastic aftermarket shit and make
Now,
it look
don't you?
stupid.
Every once in a while, you'll see a Jeep on the road that it's
They've done
they've
just
gone out to the
enough.
Mojave Desert and they've done all their shit right. You
Yeah.
know?
Oh, that's rad.
right. That's cool.
That's super
Yeah.
cool.
But if you're going to buy one off the showroom, like the like the electric one now,
Yeah.
right, like
I love that. I
like
still love Jeeps.
I would do an electric one, but I don't know if I want to spend $70,000.
Yeah.
No, because it's still a Jeep. And that was my whole point. They're super cool, but they're getting smarter and they're losing some of their cool.
But I bought a Jeep because I like the look of a regular Jeep, and Jeeps do something no other car does. And that's take the doors off. And most people don't do that. Most people fold the top down like every convertible, and that's a point of contention for me because I'm like, any convertible does that. Like you are not any you might as well buy a Miata, buy any other convertible car because that's what you bought. You
No,
bought a
this is-
convertible.
So this is it. They are strippers. And there's all kinds of strippers take their tops off.
Yeah.
But to be bottomless, doors off.
Yes.
And then Jeeps, it's not a BYOB. Like, they got full liquor in the bar too.
Yeah.
Like, it is the ultimate strip club.
Yeah.
But every year they're giving them a little more education.
Yeah.
They're making them smarter and smarter, and it's making it more difficult.
So a few months ago, right before Halloween started in June, I had an opportunity to buy a right-hand drive Defender.
How much did they want for it? I bet
Like 14 or 15 because it was late and there was a lot of work, but it was
That's
a right-hand
a
drive.
steal.
But
Right-hand drive is cool.
you couldn't take any doors, can't come off.
Yeah.
Hard top. It was all in, so it was like fucking a mail truck.
true Defender. I
Right.
got you.
And so when I looked at it and saw it, I was like, man, this is not practical at all. And it rode so bad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't want to spend 14 grand if I can't take the doors off or the top or anything.
No,
This is,
and that's probably why it was 14
grand. Yeah. And and it was on the market for a long time.
Yeah, because it's not the one. You may as well buy a G-Wagon at that point.
Correct.
Get that Mercedes G-Wagon. Those are super cool. If you want something that top doesn't come off, they've always maintained that boxy look. They're actually good on the road.
Yep.
Expensive as all get out.
Yeah. But I want to take my doors off or take the top off.
I'm with you. That's what makes a Jeep unique.
Yeah.
But can't the Bronco do that?
Yeah, the Bronco doors come off.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're going right at Jeep.
Yeah.
I don't blame them. It's the right move.
They've always done that.
But you don't want to get the baby Jeep. I mean, the baby Bronco.
No.
No, it's not even. Why
No,
would you
it's
even
terrible.
consider that?
Yeah.
It should be.
It's like the Impossible Burger.
It's like.
Well, and the other thing, too, cars are so expensive right now. Just wait.
Oh, yeah.
Like 6-8 months and we'll be good. We will be fine.
I'm in a bad spot because my car's completely rusted out. My exhaust has fallen out of my car. So now it sounds like 1,000 decibels when I go down the road. And I've taken it to 2 shops, and each one of them is like, I can't fix this without buying all the actual parts, and it's worth more. Like, it'll cost you more than your car's worth. Like, you should really consider this. It's literally just sitting on a dude's lot while I try to figure it out. Because I don't know what to do.
Brutal.
I'm ass over tea kettle right now.
Yeah.
It's not good. Hey, yo, we've been going for a long time.
What are we at?
126?
Oh, dang.
Well, shit.
Well,
Could be a good episode after all.
Yeah, 'tis the season.
'Tis the season.
Look at that. Well, the third mic helps.
for sure. Thanks again for coming out.
No, thanks for having me. I'll be back. We'll do some bourbon.
Yes. Well,
After the season, we'll do some bourbon.
for the next couple weeks, though, everyone needs to get to Spirit Halloween. Get your
Please.
costumes. And while you are there at Spirit Halloween, keep in mind, Spirit Halloween inherently, in their entire business model, is taking places that are dilapidated where people are selling drugs out front and saying no more drug selling, clean up the community. We're buying this place. We're putting vibrancy and we're putting money back into the entire area and the economy by stimulating it in a place that was dead weight. So what you do is actually really beneficial to a community. And I don't think people even recognize that. Then the fact that you turn around and do these donations for children's charities, you're actually doing good in the community. So people joke, they make memes, they do this stuff, but don't get it twisted.
No.
Spirit Halloween is actually keeping your stupid ass mall alive.
That is very true.
It's pumping money back into that so the whole mall doesn't go away. So they need you. And then on top of that, you're doing good in the community by donating. So allow me to be the first to say, thank you, Spirit Halloween,
You're very welcome.
for coming in and saving our communities.
Please come and see us. We have plenty of merchandise and donate. Spirited Children.
And donate. It's a good thing. On another note, if you're trying to figure out how to make drinks, just
Check
go to
us out.
squeezinglemons.com. It's a really good podcast. It doesn't come out enough. It's a whole nother bone of contention.
It is. Squeezing Lemons _cocktails on Instagram. Check us out.
Absolutely.
We have our link tree there. You can listen to us.
The only people who were able to take Malort and make it really, really tasty
Yeah.
ever. It was a challenge I never thought would be won, but you did it. And for that, you will always have the belt.
I
Always
appreciate
have the
that.
belt. I'm blown away. So no, thank you so much, man. Ray, I appreciate you coming here, man. It was good having you, to say the least. Everyone needs to get their Halloween gear up. 'Tis the season.
'Tis the season. Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. And if you had a chance to rate and review, just head over to wherever it is you're getting podcasts, rate and review us. Head over to Squeezing Lemons, rate and review them. I understand if you say 5 stars, would be 6 if it came out more often.
It would be 6.
For ours, they're like 4 stars. Seems to keep coming out every week. Slightly different 5. And if you want to send us topics, please do so at insidethepalatehouse@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. You can always find us on all the socials. And if you have too much discretionary money, now is the time to send it to us, because next month we cannot go after you for money.
Nope.
Because we're going to be getting donations at that point. But right now, you can hit us up on Venmo.
At Inside the Pallet House.
There
on
it
Venmo.
is. There it is.
I had to think of that one. Never mind.
You're going through some stuff?
Long Venmo. Got a Venmo debacle in my life right now, but not with Inside the Pallet House.
Yeah, I've got some Venmo debacles in my life too. I keep getting hit up for like, hey, you owe me that $50 for coffee. I'm like, I literally don't know who you are. So I'm not sending
I
you.
mean, I guess you throw it
$50.
out there enough.
I mean, it's actually a pretty innocuous scam.
Yeah.
You just start hitting people up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.
'Tis the season.
Nice sign off. That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?